Thank you very much. The focus of this presentation will be on Harvard referencing style. The agenda. We're going to first of all cover the techniques of incorporating text into the body of your essay, research articles, or thesis. And then also we're going to cover on how to include articles in a referencing list. We're going to show some examples and then also cover some common errors and best practices. Now, for techniques of incorporating in-text citations into your work, we'll first of all have to state some rules. Now, if you think this is how Harvard referencing style state with regards to the number of authors and how you should be cited in text. Now, with one author, you simply, one author is the first box in blue. You simply state the name, comma, and the date. For example, Harris, 2015, if it is at the end of the text, or Harris, brackets, 2015, if it is at the start or somewhere in the middle. When you have two authors, then you take the surnames of the two authors, giving credit to the main person or to the first name on the article. Shah and Papus, 2015, or Shah and Papus, 2015 brackets on 2015, depending on the position, whether it is in the middle of the text or beginning or end of a sentence, end of a statement. So when you have three authors, you pick the surnames of all the three authors and you state them then with a comma at the end and the date of the article, the year, or you have again the year with the brackets on the year. Now, when you have more than three authors, okay, you use the et al. Okay, you use the et al. I will change this one so that it shouldn't be confusing with the previous one. So I'll say one, they have no relation at all. So I expect that one, 2015 has four authors. So use that et al. In the text. But in a reference list, you have to cite all the authors. You have to, in a reference list, you have to state all the names of the authors, all the four authors, or five authors, or six authors. Now, if you have a company or what I'll call a corporation, you want to cite that, you simply just copy the name of the company, like the Open University, comma 2015. Okay, or information from the Open University, comma 2015. This green is not supposed to be highlighted, so it's just the Open University, which is like the name of the author here, or like the author here, the corporate author. Then you may have situations where there is no author, so use the title of the resource in italics. Okay, you may not have the name of the company, you may not have a name of the authors, so you can use the title of the resource, and in that case, it should be in italics. An example is information literacy in higher education in italics. So that is how you're going to reference the document, the literature in your article, in your essay. And then when there is no date, okay, for example, you have no date, there's no year, so you just put ND. for no date in place of the date. So for example, Abanda, comma, no date. Now, you may be faced with situations where you find an article that refers to another article. Is usually called secondary referencing, which you might not have been able to lay hands on the article, and there may be an important statement from the article. For example, you have something like Fernandez cited in Nabokov. Okay, so let's work on this middle one, the middle blue one. Fernandez cited in Nabokov states that. So what is happening is you have the article Nabokov 2017, and you found a citation, you found a statement from Fernandez 2015, and you can't lay hands on Fernandez 2015. Okay, you've not been able to read it, but you think that the statement from Fernandez 2015 is quite important. So you make sure you cite Fernandez 2015, but you have to mention that Fernandez cited in Nabokov. And then the article that you're going to put in the reference list is Nabokov 2017. Okay? You will not put Fernandez. Fernandez cited in Nabokov 2017 will be in the body of the text. But what you have in your reference list will be Nabokov X, assuming that the first name of the author is X, 2017, and then the title and all the other details about the article. So an alternative way is this, which is Fernandez in bracket 2015 quoted in Nabokov 2017 states that, okay? And then you have Nabokov X 2017 there. Now, you may also, in some situations where you may want to quote statements or quote statements, then you have to state the page numbers. For example, Harris 2015 page 5 argues that, okay? Wong et al. 2015 page 35 to 49 stated that, okay? So you have to use page numbers for direct quotations, okay? Or when you use ideas from specific pages. Now, how to reference an article, a journal article in the reference list. So you start with the surname of the author, then initials, okay? The initials of the author, year of publication, title of the article, then title of the journal. Now you notice that the journal, the title of the journal is italicized, then volume and issue number if available, and then page references. That's the general pattern of referencing a journal. And so for the case of a single author, an example will be Shirazi T 2010, Successful Teaching Placement in Secondary Schools, Achieving QTS, Practical Handbooks, European Journal of Teacher Education. So you can see the European Journal of Teacher Education is italicized. Shiraz is the first name, is a surname, sorry, and then T is the initial of the first name. And then the page numbers, 33, the volume is 33, and then the issue is 3. Then the page number is 323 to 326. Now, when you have two authors, the first surname, back, then initial M and mole, initial G, then title of the article is upright, and then the journal title is italicized. Of course, the volume is 2, the issue is 3, and then the page number is 187 to 212. Now, when we have 3 authors, you can see again Chu, J as initial, Li, B dot hyphen K as initial, and Luo. So you see initials there. When you have the article title, then the journal title, which is the Russia Journal of Mathematics, Science, and Technology, all in blue and italicized. Well, I've just highlighted in blue here just to lay emphasis so that I can see it's not supposed to be colored. An example of 4 authors, again, you list all the 4 surnames with the initials of the authors. Then you have the title of an article. Then you have the title of the journal italicized. When it is a book, we have the surname, then initials of the other names, the year of publication, title of the book, edition if later than the first, place of publication, and then publisher. Series volume number if relevant. Now take note of this. Now the first example is Bell, okay, is a surname, then J as the initials, 2014. Here it is the title of the book that is italicized. In a previous case, it is the title of the journal that is italicized. Here, the title of the book is italicized, and then the place of publication, which is Maidenhead, and then the publisher, Open University, is upright. When you have 2 authors, we have Goda and Bharat. Again, you see the title of the book is italicized. The place of publication, Norwich, and then the publisher is upright. Same with the example 3 authors. All the 3 names are there with their initials, the names of the authors, and then the title of the book is italicized, and then the venue and publisher is upright. And similarly with 4 authors. Now, you may have a chapter in an edited book, okay? We have so many chapters written by different authors in a book that is edited. So the rule is surname of the chapter, author, initials as usual, then the year of publication, title of the chapter or section, upright, then you use in surname of the book editor, then initial, and then title of the book, italicized, place of publication and publisher, then page reference. An example would be Marsh as the surname of the chapter auditor, J as initial, 2005. Then the title of the chapter or the section is Beam in Practice. Then in, you now have, we now want to say the book. This one is a chapter in this book. In the book with Weberger, Hickstone, and Hannon. And Wenberger, Hickstone, and Hannon are editors. You can see the EDS there. Okay? So, in surname of book editor, the book editors here are Wenberger, Hickstone, and Hannon. And then EDS for the editors, just they'll have ED here. Then the title of the book is Learning from Sure Start, working with young children and their families. And then the place of publication, Maidenhead, publisher, Open University Press, and then that's a page number. So take note. Then for the conference, we have surname, initials, year, and then title of the paper, which is upright, in surname again, initials of editor, if none, then you put ED by the side, then title of conference, proceedings, date of conference, location of conference, all in italics, then place of publication, publisher or page and page numbers. An example will be Robertson, 1999, The Economics of Local Recovery, in, so Reggie, as an editor, Creativity and Innovation in Academic Practice. 17 to 20th April 1999, Tokyo. Title conference, as you've said here, title of conference proceedings, date of conference, location is Tokyo, date of conference is 17 to 20th April 1999. Then the place of publication is London. Okay, publisher search, then page 5 to 10. Now, for web pages, you have the surname, initials, year that the site was published or last updated. Title of the page should be italicized, available at. You state the URL and then access date. For example, if you take this second case, this first example, we have button PA 2012. The title of web page is Castles of Spain, available at. Then you put the website or the URL, and then you say access 14 October 2015. Okay. Now, we may also have an organization, year that the page was last updated. Title of web page, available at. The title of web page is italicized. Okay. So the name of the organization is there, year that the page was last updated, which you can get from the website, and then available at, you provide the URL. Okay. For example, the British Psychological Society. Okay. Code of Ethics and Conduct, available at, access 22nd of March 2019. Now the British Beam Society. Now you notice here in the previous cases, okay, there are some websites that is not updated regularly. And that is why, if you look at the first example, button 2012, that's when it was last updated from the website. But this, then the site was accessed by this individual or the person trying to reference this on the 14th of October 2015. Okay, so take note, 2015 and 2012 are different dates. 2015 is the access date, 2012 is the last update, last date that the website was updated. Same with the British Psychological Society. It was last updated in 2018, and then the person, the individual who references in his work or her work, access it on the 22nd of March 2019. So I've just formulated another one to show you that it's possible that a website is updated that same day or the same year that someone is accessing it. So in that case, we have the British Building Society, for example, that it was lastly updated in 2022, and the individual referencing this in an article access it today, the 30th of January 2022, so same year. Now we're going to demonstrate this using an example like this. Okay, this is an essay. This is just part of my essay or part of my article. And I already know where I want to get the literature to fill the spaces XX. So what I'm now going to do is to copy the title of the article. That is access. I know it's access. And then I'm just going to put it on Google and type and see where it takes me to. Here is it. Now, if I open this article, you can see that the article, there are 3 authors, Sujit Kumar Basak and Marguerite Woto and Paul Belanga. So the surnames in the first case is Basak. The surname in the second case is Woto. The surname in the author's, in the third author is Belanga. And then this is the article's name. And then this is the journal title. Okay? And so I can even see if I can have other information like volume and the rest. So I may download from here. And I can see that information here. So you have the title of the article here, and then you have the 3 authors' names here. Then you have the details here, volume 15, issue 4, page 191 to 216. So I'm going to type that, okay, following the rule that we read. So the rule says we have more than 3 authors. So if you come back here, you just copy the surnames and then you put the year there or this. Now, so I'm going to go there. Where is it? Is it here? And then, yeah, that's it there. So I could just copy this and replace this XX. Okay, so it becomes that. Okay, so I put my reference list just here. References. I don't put lists beside, so I know that it's reference list. So I'm going to take this one like that. Now, since I put this chap here, it's the same person here, okay? The same list of authors. So I'm going to put it there, okay? To replace that XX. Now, but remember that at the beginning of this sentence, I can't have this kind of reference with this like that. No, I cannot have that, okay? I'm going to use a second option, that is this one, okay? Then at the end of the sentence, I'm going to use this kind or this style, okay? So I'm going to come back here and say this is a correct way of citing, okay? Then since this one is at the end of the sentence, so I'm going to put a bracket there, okay? And then put my comma, put that. Then go on my reference list now. And then place the whole list, okay? If you come check this list again, you'll see that is Basak as a surname, the SK, Woto M, and Belanga P. So that's what I'm going to do. That's it here. And then Ann P, then 2018, title of the article, okay? And then this is the journal title, so it has to be in italics. It has to be in italics, okay? If you remember the rule here, the journal title has to be in italics. So I'm going to put in italics. So that one is done. The next article is YY. YY, which is a conference article, and I know that article. That article is a conference article from here. The name of the authors and its Remember, you don't put initials in the text. Never. So you have something like that. Okay? And then remember that we have the same there. Okay? So we're not going to put initials there. Okay? Now, it has been argued in, so that's better place, and Prabhu and Abanda, that's it there. So the sources for those articles, excuse me, I'm going to put it there. Now, to get the source of that article, which I already know, is from here. We can see the conference date, and which is 30th to the 30th September, 2nd of October, and then the venue is Teesside University, and then Middlesbrough. So these are editors, Nashwan, and I think this article is on page 228. 228. You see? Yeah, this is it here. So you can see the surname of Guyton is Prabhu, the surname of Henry is Abanda. So I'm going to pick that, and then just follow the rules as stated. So let me just paste it here. Okay. And then I'm going to reduce this text to say 16 or even 14. Now, let's look at the rule again, the conference rule. Okay. Surname, initials, year, title is upright, in, surname of editors if known, then title of the conference and place in italics. So if I go back to this, you see that we have surname of authors, title of article, okay, in, these are editors, and then title of conference, proceeded with 20th International Conference on Construction Application of Virtual Reality, okay, page 224 to 241, Middlesbrough, UK, then the publisher, UK, okay, Teesside University, okay, so Teesside University Press is a publisher, okay, so what we are missing now is a conference date. Yeah, so we need to put the conference the 30th September to the 2nd of October 2020. So this should be 30th of September to 2nd of October 2020. Page. Like that. So that's that. Now the next one will be MM. And what is our MM? Our MM is a website. So I'm just going to copy it and insert there. And then a reference to the website, that website is this. So I'm going to get a website. I'm going to go to the website that I already know. All right, it's not working because of the dot. So that's a website on McDonald's, and this is the title of the article. And then towards the end, we can see the last data they updated this website 2022, which is below here. So I just have to come here and I have the title of my article italicized. Then I say available at, and then access. Today is the 30th of January. So I'm going to put 30th of January today. Okay, then I'm going to put that. Okay, 2022. So that's how I do my website. I'm going to reduce this a bit. Now the next one is architecture of Ara and worldwide. So it is we have 4 authors in case of architecture. It says Ara, Estrina et al. 2021, and then okay. So I'm going to, Prabhu is already on the list. So I'm just going to paste for Estrina. That is a journal paper. So I'm going to paste Estrina there. Okay. And then Estrina is made of 4 authors. So I have the list of authors there, 2021. Make sure that the surnames, okay? Now to get it, to be sure, let me click and then find it from the internet, like this. This is it there. You can see that's the title of the article. Now, make sure you don't copy this one in capital and just paste. Otherwise, your list of references will be made of capital letters and lowercase letters, which is not good. I have it there. Then I have education and new developments. Now, there are no volumes or issues. So in that case, you leave it out. But then you have page numbers from 141 here as a starting page number to 145. Now, if you look in my references list, you can have education and new development there. So it's italicized 141 to 145, no volumes. So it's not in all cases they're going to have that complete information, unfortunately. Then the next case is SS, and SS, based on my list, is Nawari. Okay. Yes. Nawari 2018. And Nawari 2018 is a book which I'm going to find. And I'm going to pick the details from there. So I'm just going to click the name of the book. Okay. That's a book. And then the author is Nawari or Nawari. So surname is Nawari, the first name is Nawari. So that's the title of the book. Okay. And the publisher is CRC Press. Of course, Routledge, Taylor and Francis Group. So that's that. So I'm just going to get the whole of that. And then I place it there. Nawari NO. Okay. Remember the names were Nawari or Nawari. Building information modeling. Remember, the title of the book has just one L. I know in the English system, the British system is double L. But this book has been published in American English, so it's one L, so don't change it. Okay. And then this is the venue or the place of publication, and then the publisher. So what is supposed to be italicized here is the title of the book. So I'm going to italicize it like that. And then the next article is ZZ. And ZZ is simple. It's a journal. It's a journal. Which I'm just going to type the name of the article like that. And this is it here. Now it's asking us, you can see the details here, renewable energy and renewable and sustainable energy reviews. The details are there. But if I click here, it may take me to the website. Yeah, that's a complete article. So the author is F.H. Abanda, journal article, full reference. They have the volume, issue, and then page numbers. So I'm just going to put there, Abanda 2012. And that's it. That's how you reference. I'm just going to change that to 14 and change that to 14 as well. But there is a problem here. Harvard requires us to organize this alphabetically. As it is, it's not alphabetical. It's starting with a B and then ending with an A. Okay, so we have to organize this alphabetically. If you do that, then you should have something like this: Abanda, B-A-E, Maud McDonald, Nawari, in that alphabetical order. So always remember that. Now, some common errors, okay? See, the very first one is position of the brackets. It can be at the start or the middle of the sentence. Now, at the start of the sentence, if you have at the start of the sentence, then you don't put brackets on both author's name and the date or the year. It is as indicated below here, Basak, Woto, and Bilenga. The brackets are instead on the date. You see, Probo, that has been argued in Probo. If you see here, the first here, instead of having this like this, it has to be, because in the middle, it has to be like this. Okay, where the bracket is only on the dates. Okay. Now, at the end of sentence, if you look at Nawari, this one, you see, it reads, although BIM has been an established discipline since at least 2011, Nawari, so you want to justify that statement by Nawari. You don't do it like this. You have to put the bracket to cover the author and the year. And so it is Nawari 2018 all brackets instead of Nawari 2018 brackets only on 2018. Okay. Now, if you have more than one citation justifying a fact, you see, you have Estrina here, and then you have Prabhu and Abanda. You don't put them like this. Okay. You have to remove the brackets, and then you put but a comma. I'm sorry, a semicolon, like this. Okay. Instead of having brackets, having a series of references to brackets. No, you remove the brackets, the last bracket and the first bracket, and put a semicolon. Now, initials in the text, okay, never have any initials whatsoever, like this, no initials. So you should have Abanda 2012 instead of Abanda FH. So I don't expect you to have initials on any of the citations. Then also, you don't include the title of the article and the website, or the website and or say in the text. So that is really not acceptable at all. Okay. Then you also have this rule. You can see here the ampersand sign. Okay, that's it there, and here as well. Okay, in Harvard referencing, you don't use it. You should use Prabhu and, okay, and as ANG, okay, instead of this. Okay, then et al. Instead of citing, listing all the four names as we see here, okay, instead of listing the four names, we should just put Estrina et al. In the text, and then list all the four names and their initials in the reference list. Also, do not use capital letters. Okay, you see Nawari there in your body of text, it should be lowercase letters in the body of text, because some students do put capital letters or uppercase letters. Okay, so again, the reference list must be alphabetical. This one is not in alphabetical order. Okay, so it's wrong. The correct one is this. Okay, now surname initials order must be respected. Now, if you look at this, you realize that you have brought the initials in front. No, Harvard referencing requires you to have surnames first, then initials to be followed. Even if the articles like this one starts with the initials first, okay? You have to reverse it and have Abanda as a surname, and then you put FH. So take note of that. So that one is the correct one, Abanda FH, instead of having FH before Abanda. Do not separate literature into different categories. These are common errors I see with students. For example, they will separate the journal articles from the website, they put a title like this, okay? You have to watch out, don't do that. It should just be as simple as it is in alphabetical order. For obeying the rules, readers can know which one is a journal, which one is a conference paper. Do not number the literature like so, okay? It's not. You can simply again list them as usual. And the use of camel notations. If you look, you have to be consistent. See Abanda, the article is renewable energy. You see E is uppercase, S is uppercase, challenge is uppercase, the first letter though. But then when you go to the next one, you see everything, the definition is lowercase, comparative analysis is lowercase. Even the third reference, everything is, other than the first letter, everything is lowercase. We have to be consistent. Then if you look at Nawari, okay, everything is uppercase. Every word is starting with an uppercase letter, okay? Building information modeling, which is a name, can start with uppercase letter. So we want consistency, okay? It has to be, if you choose to go for lowercase letters, then all has to be lowercase letters like this. Of course, I was like, when there's a colon, then you can start with an uppercase letter, okay? So see this one, when there's a colon here, start an uppercase letter, the rest are lowercase letters. So if you take this, you have to obey, you have to make sure everything is lowercase where it's supposed to be, except when you have column and except when you are starting a sentence. Now, if you go for the previous one using camel notations, where you have uppercase letter at the beginning of every word, except when the words are fewer than 4 letters, then make sure that you adapt that throughout. You can see in this one, I've done that throughout. So it's either this or this, you don't mix it. Okay, thank you. Sign up to my YouTube. I hope it was helpful. And see you in other lectures.